Well, good morning. It is, let's see, I wanted to make these little peonies more visible. Isn't that lovely? They smell so nice. Anyway, hi everybody. Hello, beloveds. I try to get into like content ASAP because when you're watching the replay, it's like, how many times do you have to hit that fast forward button until I get past the shit? Anyway, so I had kind of a discovery the other day. Okay, so if you look at the card underneath the card, okay, so let me just give you an example. I'll set you up. Okay, so I'm the Seven of Diamonds. And if you go out from the Pluto, you go two cards. Okay, so this is what I realized. Okay, so here's Pluto and then Jupiter, Saturn. This card. So whatever you want to call that. I call that Saturn plus cosmic lifetime lesson. I think that's one of them. Yeah, that's what Robert Camp calls it. So the two of diamonds is on top, right? But what lives there? What card is there? Anyone? Anyone? It's the Six of Cups. That's what lives there. Okay, so I partnered with both. I was married to one for 3 years, and that was a whole son ago who's gonna turn, oh my God, he's gonna turn parrot to the work that I did with the Six of Clubs. So we were together for 6 years. I moved to Boulder for 4 years. We never officially got married, and it was so hard. Hi, Jeannie! So what makes it so hard? And then I was talking to this Two of Diamonds, and he's like, God, my sister. He's one of 11 kids. So I'm like, okay, tell me about your sister. And it turns out, okay, so he's the Two of Diamonds. He's the one that's my cosmic life lesson thing. Good morning. Our guides are talking. Jason, that is so funny. Don't you love it? Okay, so this Two of Diamonds, he's my business partner. I hate calling him my ex-husband because he's my friend, Anyway, his sister is the Queen of Diamonds. So if you look at, let's see, Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn, the Queen of Diamonds sits in that same position of Saturn plus or cosmic lifetime lesson. And he's like, what is the deal with her? Okay, here's the really crazy thing. She's present life karma to him. But look at this. If you look at this pure spread, it's the same thing. So the Pluto is the 10 of, yes! Oh my God, I have to tell him that. That's crazy. So his karma with her, why is it going to feel so, no, Maisie! No, Maisie. No, she's so long and tall. She can stretch up, and she's like tries to pull things off of the counter. She already had an enormous chunk of meat this morning. Stuart's like, there was a chunk of meat here. Where did it go? And I'm like, I left my chair out. And he goes, I am very disappointed. That just doesn't faze me anymore. Oops. Anyway, so his karma with his sister, she just annoys the hell out of him, and it's just like constant lessons. And so what I said to him is, the present life karma is, it's like climbing up a really steep hill. Like Steve taught me how to spend money, how to not be so uptight when you're in debt, to flow with the ups and downs, hi Lashana, of flow with the ups and downs of income. Sorry, it's a little early and I haven't finished my coffee. But there was a really, really deep issue that we had to deal with because he's also the Eight of Clubs, so he's in the circle with me. Nonetheless, the present life, like in a difficult position like that, the Saturn plus or Saturn or Pluto, something that, if that person is in your present life spread, chances are it's going to be just like climbing a hill. Like, it's gonna be taxing, it's gonna rub you the wrong way, it's gonna be like, "Oh, I gotta look at my stuff." But if it's a past life challenge, it means that you have I mean, this is my interpretation. What do you think? I don't know if this is right, is that you had that lesson in a past life and you didn't get it. So you did it again. You set it up for yourself again. And that's what I've heard from like near death experience people that talk about the in between state. Like this girl, she committed suicide, went to the other side. This was all under a regression. And she saw that she had done this many times before, therefore, it was a groove. This is particularly true of the Seven of Hearts, Ace of Spades. Um, if they're really struggling, I think, hi, Green Knight. If they're really struggling, chances are there is a self betrayal in their past. There's always going to be a betrayal, but there's something about the Ace of Spades anyway, and it's not all of them, but I have noticed quite a few. So I think some of those patterns, some of those, oh, I fucked this thing up again. If you could point to a basic theme that is really hard for you, that if you were to pick up your journal from 20 years ago, you'd be like, oh my God, I'm still working on the same thing. That would be, I think that would show up in one of your past life karma cards. Okay, so career to me, motivation, moving forward, accomplishment, that's a really big theme for me. Part of it is that the executive function in my brain is kind of screwed up because I'm super ADD, but I chose that, right? So I would look at my Mars card. Okay, 9 of clubs on top, which kind of means I go in a lot of different directions, but the card underneath that is the Queen of Hearts. And the energy of a Neptune intersection is out to lunch, lazy. I mean, that's her karma position where she sits in the life spread. But maybe, I don't know, that's something for me to think about. It also represents motherhood or marriage, and I can definitely see how those two might have been in conflict. Like when I applied to a graduate program for counseling, like right after college, I discovered I was pregnant. So it was like, oh, I guess I'm doing the motherhood thing instead. Okay. So we could assume that that is a past life theme. The juxtaposition, I'm not going to call it the conflict, but the juxtaposition between work, career, and anyway, I'd like to. Oh, I have something to say about that. Okay, Seven of Diamonds, motherhood. I'm going to read Jeannie's comment. I've been looking at karma in the charts as well, but to correlate it to the karma of our lineage, as it shows up through our teeth, did you mean teeth? As we have all 4 lines in the 4 quadrants. That sounds fascinating. Can you explain that a little bit better? We have all 4 lines in the 4 quadrants. Our teeth? Wow, that's crazy. 5 of diamonds get into amazing, crazy shit. The teeth are numbered. Front to back. And for me, the teeth I've been having problems with correlate to my natal chart and cardology. Oh my God! That's so crazy. That is so crazy. Is there like a name for this study? Dentostrology. I've observed about 7 of diamonds. All of them. Top is your father's line, bottom is the mother's. Right side of the father were kind of self-sufficient as your children, and they would be able to recover from the shit that you're going to set them up with. And I think that's how it happened. It's like, yeah, these are really advanced things, and we're friends. We have always just been like friends, my son and my daughter and I. So that would be an indication of the Mars struggle with past life with motherhood. Oh, a lot of comments. That is really interesting, Jeannie. I have come across the teeth are for more than eating. The roots nerves serve other purpose at a higher level. God, I was listening to this video last night of a woman who her ego just started getting into it, and I was like, oh, I don't think I can take this anymore. It was, I think it was Jeff Mara. No, no, no. It was, this is a curious site. This is really fun to watch. Sometimes he goes too much into dark shit for where I'm at lately, although that's fascinating. Um, it's called Skeptic Soul. Skeptic. I'm sorry. It's called Typical Skeptic Podcast UFO Paranormal. And this woman that he had on, Dr. Sorry, don't do that. Typical skeptic. Anyway, she got into EMDR, and then she got into sound, tones, specific tones related to the spine. And it was just like the spine is like a piano. And it was like, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like we're about to come more and more on this ancient technology. Okay. Oh no, it froze on me. I'm just lost tooth number 5, and that is to do with feeling unfulfilled in some way and resisting change, giving too much to one part of my life and neglecting others. And I see how my mother's line, all the women seem to do that. Oh, that is so true of my 5 of diamonds friend. So that we can probably find that in here somewhere. That I look at her and I'm like, she brought such a fierce, independent spirit into this lifetime because I think she took on an extremely heavy duty caretaking program. And what I've come to realize too is that it was probably downloaded from the Draco into our DNA to be caretakers. Because if you're going to be a narcissist and run up in it, you need slaves. And you have to hook them with their own integrity. So you hook them with compassion. So that's my theory. But I look at her and I'm like it's one layer deep in her, but it's like 7 layers deep in her family. And she's taken on that karma. And it's like, oh, a lot of my friends seem to fit into that category. This is really hasn't amazing. Oh, Marlia, is that the right name? I'm going to look that up because I know I referred to her videos and you guys were like, I know her. Dawn Amaru. I'm interested in knowing the hardship about a 2-numbered Capricorn, how it opposes each other in a way. You might have to clarify your question. 2-number Capricorn. Are they like the 2 of spades or something? Are we talking about a birthday here? Because I could address that. So yeah, I guess what I'm really presenting here is if you're struggling with something and it's really in your face because of the solar flares and the Pluto retrograde, and when you're really tired, okay, it's like for the umpteenth time, I heard it and I got it and I deeply internalized it. You're being upgraded. That's why you're fucking exhausted. And if you can't seem to function, or you can only get maybe a couple of hours of productive, creative work out of a day, or none at all. Like I've gotten to the place where I'm like, oh, this is a non-functional rest day. And I just go easy on myself. And I'm like, God. And my husband, I'm starting to finally see he's doing the same thing. And then last week, there was a day or two where I'm like, wow, I actually have energy. Like, and it was kind of the calm in between the storms, the donut hole, because I think we're getting some more X-class things right now. So yeah, if you have a particular, well, let's look at Pluto retrograde. So during this Pluto retrograde, I had a massive confrontation and kind of resolution with my Pluto card. I was always like, oh, the 6 of Hearts friend of mine, like, it's a really positive relationship and da-da-da. And then I finally did the composite because I was like, I can't deal with you anymore. And we've been friends for over 20 years. I remember when her 27-year-old daughter was in diapers and had this sweet, sweet past life memory with her. And then I don't know, something was there was a dysfunctional pattern that I was like, I can't do this anymore. And then it was months and months, and then there was like a confrontation and then kind of a resolution, and now it's just quiet. And she is my Pluto card. It's like, okay, that finally came up. That came boiling to the surface. Um, so let's look at our Pluto card. So she would be the one on the surface, and truly this it was manageable. I mean, let's face it, some struggles are like, oh, the shit hit the fan today, but you have this sense of, I can deal with this. It's difficult, but I can deal with this. That's the top here. And then you look at, okay, who lives in that Pluto position? What is going to be one of my essential struggles? And from this point of view, I would say, look at the pure spread and look at your Pluto card. My Pluto for the Seven of Diamonds is the Two of Spades. I can't say that I've ever had a really, really knockdown, difficult, twist my soul into a knot struggle with a Two of Spades. I don't know, maybe Pluto is aspected well for me. My ascending Pluto would be the Queen of Clubs, which is perfect fit. So maybe I've done some Pluto work. I don't know. But anyway, so what sits in that position is the Four of Clubs. Oh, that would definitely be my past life karma because that's sanity. And I came into this life being like, hey, did I lose a bunch of people? It just like the number count like just goes up and down and stuff. I'm gonna throw a couple cards and we'll see what happens. But solar flares, maybe the internet is just wonky. But Dawn, if you're still with us, please clarify your question. And yeah, I would like to address that. But yeah, that Four of Clubs, and then it follows on the heels in the pure spread. So here it is here, and then here it shows up again in like Jupiter plus. So it's going to be a struggle, but I'm going to be blessed. And so that's exactly what's happened. I call it the sanity card. And I didn't realize this until I was recovering from a repressed memory deal, but there's a lineage fear of insanity, a lineage fear of something going wrong with the brain or the mind. And my mom, she gets dementia in her Uranus return, and I looked at her cards and I'm like, oh my God, that makes perfect sense. And so yeah, I had to go through that and pull myself out and end up on the other side and go, oh, I have a much better grip on what sanity is based on. It's the internal referent, your subjective reality. That's why that's what the King of Clubs means, is it's not mastery of knowledge as much as it is, I know what I think. I'm, even if there's limitless aspects to your thinking, the Four of Clubs means there's predictability, there's definition, there is a boundary. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know how many followers I actually have. Okay, the view count just went back up a little bit. This is fun. Like, this is deep. And I'm gonna go soon because I want to go paint. Can you believe I'm doing this before 8 a.m.? What I can't believe is that people are up and watching. Okay. So this is for you guys today. Jeannie says, do you have problems with your seventh teeth from the front to the back? So the one before the wisdom. How do you count them? Did you give instructions on that before? Each one is numbered 1 through 8 within each quadrant. And is it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Well, the seventh one is I have my wisdom teeth taken out. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 is tucked in. Let's see. This tooth, the second one is off. Okay, I want to look this up. What's the name of this? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this one, I both of those have been the most subject. Sharon, 6 of spades. They've been subject to, like, infection. Like, when I get those cleaned, it's like, "Ow, ow, ow," and it bleeds a lot. So these okay, we had to wait for Sharon to join us because now the card spread will adjust to her presence. So whatever your, like, deep questions, see if you can pose a question or don't. Just be like, "What do my guides wanna tell me is important today?" Or, "What's in the field?" Jack of clubs, king of spades, 7 of spades, 9 of spades. This is really powerful. Okay, let me just tune into my guides for a second. Okay, I need to get back through my higher self. She's doing antics. She's like, this is really important. And I'm like, okay, calm down. Okay, there's kind, friendly, uh, a spacious, like joyous spaciousness in the heart of this being. And they are telling me, through that energy of sweetness, this is a very serious pull. And they're like, it's time for humans to get their shit together, kind of. So the Jack of Clubs, like, we're just there. It's like, it's about transformation, death and rebirth, snake medicine. Dawn? Okay, wait, Genie. Okay, makes sense because that is about feeling disconnected in some way, Neptune type stuff. Also, yeah, yep, that makes sense. Dawn, okay, a Capricorn sun sign with a 2, any 2 birth card. Oh, well, that I've never gotten that kind of wide open categorization question. And what was the specific question? I would say they're all a force to be reckoned with because they're Capricorns, but they're the 2 is it that there's something juxtaposed there. The 2 tends to disappear into the other person, but the Capricorn, it really enhances their 8 disintegration. The 2 will disintegrate to an 8. The quality is will. They will try to control. So I think the biggest issue for a 2 as a Capricorn is how are you with trying to control other people with your behavior, your kindness, your words, it's a maneuvering, it'll come across as caring and care, and they do care deeply. But sometimes what they don't realize is that they're trying to control somebody or something because they've got some fear. Sharon, 9 of spades is your 52-day card right now. Oh, it feels like completing. So I keep freezing. I wouldn't be surprised because here, let me close some windows so my computer's not working so hard. Okay. Uh, Fascinating. Do people have the same cards throughout each reincarnation? No. Alyssa, hi. No, they don't. There's a weird thing about the Ace of Diamonds. I have come across this where I was like, do you feel like you were an Ace of Diamonds in a past life too? Because the Ace of Diamonds is moon to itself. It's moon Mercury to itself. Hey, Maisie, chews the carpet. She's a baby. She chews on everything. Um, I do think that we, come in as the same card sometimes. Especially the Circle 7. It's like, oh, I think I'll do the 8 of clubs this time, and it's like, ugh, we probably need rest in between of those. But no, we tend to pick a different, thing each time. But what I have noticed in past life studies, like I think that Benjamin Franklin reincarnated as Mark Twain, who then may have reincarnated as like Robin Williams or yeah, he's the 4th one. The one in between is Roy Rogers. I just was working on this theory and looking at all their cards. But the one with Benjamin Franklin and Mark Twain seems the most clear to me because if you look at the Deborah, the partner of Ben Franklin, whom he never married but fathered a child with, she looks just like Mark Twain's wife. And I noticed patterns where there was abandonment of wife and children, and then there was sacrificing everything for wife and children, Mark Twain. And then when I look at their cards, it's like, oh, he reincarnated as his like Mars card, for example. So Ben Franklin was the 10 of hearts, 10 of diamonds, rather, um, with the planetary ruler of the 5 of hearts. Mark Twain is the 5 of clubs, which is karma to the 5 of hearts. So if you can identify personages in history, or even like what your birthday was in a past life. I know I was the 8 of clubs in a past life. I am absolutely certain of that. But that's a circle of 7 thing. Okay, maybe my daughter was the 7 of diamonds. Maybe we traded. When I say opposes, the Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, business, and hardship. The 2 is ruled by Moon and deal with relationships. Yeah, that's a Dawn, I think what I'm getting from you is the Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, business, and hardships. The 2 is ruled by Moon and deal with relationships. Yeah, it's an interesting juxtaposition, and I would just kind of reassert what I said before, like the Capricorn can be this manager, bossy, I'm responsible, and the 2 can be like, I'm responsible and I have an unconscious urge to control. So there can be a merging there. But I don't know, given the Capricorn strength and energy, I think they could turn that energy into self-awareness and being like, I'm going to tackle this because I don't want to screw with my relationships. Love these people. Okay. One more question. One more card. One card draw. Do try to come up with one question. Okay, my guides are laughing. They're like, there is a unifying theme here for everybody. And I do apologize for not doing more lives lately, but truly the solar flares have just been like, 3 or 4 days go by and I'm like, oh, I haven't done a live. And then the thought just goes away. Hey, I knew you would show up. How are you, Ray? Okay, one card draw. Speaking of the 2 of spades, Ray, check this out. Do you know any 7 of diamonds? Because look we have a Pluto relationship in the pure spread, but I've never experienced that Pluto tension rubbing the wrong way with a single 2 of spades. They've all been just wonderful. Maisie, you made me drop all the cards. Maisie's shuffling the cards. Oh my God. I have a remote viewing tasking here. Describe the origin of the cards. I did. I did that remote viewing a while back and I talked about it. It was a trip. What do you guys know about it? You may actually know one. Yeah. I don't know. I just can't say there's been that tension, although it did take years for the tension with the 6 of hearts, my karma card, to boil up. Okay, you guys got your one question? I gotta think about what mine is. Okay, I know what it is. Are you telling yourself the truth? That's the first one. Tell yourself the truth. That's the message. And don't judge, just be discerning. Because she's got the 7 of clubs. Jeannie, I'll text you about the teeth thing because it created a whole form for people who are interested in digging deeper and seeing how it works in real life and how it shows up. Good. Well, the Queen of Diamonds is the answer to that question. So look at the whole hand. Is your question mind related, like making a decision, Mercury, thinking and planning? Is it relationship oriented, Venus? Is it about a woman in your life? Mars, is it career or man related or about passion or action? Is it, and so go through each one of these cards. Five of Hearts means maybe don't make a decision yet and just really ask yourself, what do I really need? What do I really want? What do I need? Yeah. Three of Clubs and Venus in relationship. Expand your concepts around relationship. Maybe be a little more creative. Maybe read to your partner. Three of Spades in Mars. Be creative with your passion. Like your career isn't just what you do to make money. What if you brought in some, like, how is it your art? There's a question there. Okay, the Saturn or Jupiter is the Nine of Hearts. So really expand your heart's capacity for unconditional love. Seven of Clubs and Saturn. This is don't judge, be discerning. Don't, you know, don't let the speed bump of judgment throw you off. So when you're telling yourself the truth, it isn't like, you're lazy. It's like, oh, I'm so self-conscious about my mom. She would do these exercises. I don't know if they make any difference. Anyway, sorry guys, especially the guys. Um, yeah, it's not about judging yourself. It's about allowing maybe some light, some daylight to come through about a particular issue where you've been judging yourself. Okay, does anybody have any, they want a little clarity on their question? So is your question more like living situation related? Because this would be Uranus, and this would be maybe it's time for a change or you're feeling restless about something. Pluto is the Jack of Clubs. Queen of Spades is Neptune's self-mastery in the spiritual realm. Jeannie, today's composite card for the birth card and the ruler is the Four of Spades. Oh, I love that composite. The composite between the birth card for today, which is the King of Diamonds, and the ruler of that. Well, let's take the Ascension and see what happens. So King of Diamonds in, what are we in? Gemini? The Six of Hearts. So that would be 39 plus 6. Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't that be 45, which is the Six of Spades? Never thought of my buddy Don. It's his birthday today. Is having the Six of Hearts. Oh, okay. There was Pluto work there. Yeah. But if we go Ascension, 39 plus 6 is 45, which is the Six of Spades. Jeannie, are we on the same page? My question is regarding my wife's work situation. Her current boss is a Four of Clubs. Oh, you guys. So if you have a primary partner in your life, look at their either Venus or Mars card to learn about yourself. Like go to this book, the Destiny Cards book, and look up their, like, hey, what, like I would go to Stuart and I'd be like, what are your Venus cards? Because it's going to give me information about what's going on in my life. It's crazy. So with that piece of that little cueing information, the question is regarding my wife's work situation. Her current boss is a Four of Club by his yearly, daily, and 52-day card is the Queen of Diamonds. Whoa! Oh, today's the Queen of Diamonds. Did I have the shit? I have the date wrong. Maybe yesterday was. Yes, it's the 5th. That's interesting. So look at the ascending, the Queen of Diamonds. Isn't that crazy? The answer is the day. It's today. So if we add it to the Ace of Diamonds, which is 27, so 27 plus 38 is 50, 65, 13, King of Hearts. So the ascending composite would be the King of Hearts, which is grace, emotional maturity. There's enough emotional energy here in here to, deal with anything. So the answer to your question, Ray, would be, I think the whole hand, especially this restlessness card, the Five of Hearts is like, I don't know. She's kind of restless about, do I want to leave? But his yearly, daily, and 52-day card. His Yearly Daily is the Queen of Diamonds, which I don't know, could, sometimes the general meaning of a card is not that she's a diamond female, but she is a woman in the business realm or the work environment. Yeah, she is restless. The whole hand of the Queen of Diamonds is the answer for her. So maybe spinning up a little bit more creative energy in her life, like maybe this is how I would rather alchemize my gifts and talents out into the world. This is what I want to produce. And it's not a creative work of art like shifting career in this way. It's more like the word alchemize. How do I want to alchemize my energy into the world, which might be a slight shift in mindset in the current job. But that's the question for her to ponder. He didn't keep his word on something. His next 52-day period is the King of Diamonds too. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so he's got a lot of Queen of Diamonds, which, okay, somebody brought this up in the live last week about a Queen of Diamonds who was completely out of touch and in denial about their weaknesses. It was somebody's like male roommate or something. And I think the self mastery of the Queen of Diamonds is to tell yourself the truth. And that's what's difficult, Saturn and Mercury. And I have noted, Queen of Diamonds, that was the key to their shift, their transformation, their healing, is they finally told themselves the truth. So if he's not telling himself the truth, he's gonna be misleading and put out, really weird signals in all directions. So I'm seeing for your wife to just wind inside, take this nautilus shell energy and just go inside and be like, just forget about work, current situation, boss, everything, and just be like, how do I want to alchemize my energy into the world? Yeah, that's the answer. So, okay, I guess that's about it. Oh, this was fun. I love you guys. Have a great day. We didn't talk about when's my next class because Robert isn't in this live. Hi, Robert, if you watch this on the replay. I do want to do something relationship oriented. And I want it to be more workshop oriented where you guys do work. And what I really wish is that you were here so that I could have you break up into pairs and give each other sample readings. But I think what I'm going to do is make it a class, a 2-session class. So you have homework in between and you can just go give somebody a reading and practice something, or, do some relationship counseling, maybe do a composite reading for a couple in your life. Woo! Ooh! Cheating! Do you like that? I think we're going to do that. Let's see what the cards say. 2 of Diamonds. This is, I'm on your side. The alchemy of values partnership, the alchemizing. Okay, anyway. That's the word for today. Hi, Nancy. Hi. Okay. Well, enjoy the solar flare activity. Rest, drink plenty of water. Quit judging yourself. It's just weird, right? It's just weird. But you're being upgraded. And just pay attention to your dreams and know that all is well. There's a lot less to figure out here, and it's more just about getting through it. Of course you did the homework over and over and over again. And that's how the 5 of Diamonds learns. The Jack of Clubs is your Venus. So you're like, oh, I love learning new things. I just love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, good. You sent me another email. Thank you. I can choose something to help with your. Oh, excellent. Thank you. God knows I need help. Jason was such a lovely presence in the class. And whenever he had a question or comment, he'd type it. It was just so cute. That's kind of a 3 of Diamonds thing. It's like that Ace of Spades in Mercury is like, and you are so welcome. Okay. Okay, have a great day. I love you guys. I'll go live. Okay, not yet. I'm gonna go live probably Thursday, Friday, or Saturday to kind of seal up we'll talk a little bit more about the class, and then I'll go ahead and schedule that. Okay.